Mama, na digital blessing. High tech, they rise, no stressing. Money boy on the beat. I see numbers on my screen. Green candles make me lean. My people, them, they win. High tech, they flow like stream. Enough we go down. Now only we know. All my people gather round. Make we show them how we grow. High tech, na juju money. Juju money. Price, they rise infinitely. My God, dash us this blessing. This blessing. Digital money, no go rest, oh. No rest. Sharp pattern, they confirm. Every trader, they affirm. All time high, no be ceiling. Market makers, them, they feel it. Down, check the stats.
Okay, let me quickly check before I start, of course, if everything is working fine. The sound is correct, is working correctly. A little bit of delay. All right, everything is working fine, so yeah, we can start the show. So my name is Hightech, of course. I'm the creator of Hightech meme coin. This is a Solana meme coin, of course, available on Solana dexes and on these live streams. I talk about what just happened today in the cryptocurrency market, what do I think about all of it, and I also comment a little bit on Hightech from time to time. So yeah, let's go. Let's see what we are dealing with. I mean, today is of course one of those more interesting days. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to write me in the live chat. I mean, let's maybe start with that one. I really like when my viewers interact. So yeah, whatever. Even if it's just hi, that's cool enough. So that's a reminder. And yeah, of course, what all of the crypto space is talking about today is that we finally got a new all-time high, exactly the thing I've been predicting on this channel for quite a while, that it is going to happen. Here is my entry on 15-minute interval. I've been showing it for long days before. Here is my entry on hourly, and both of them, as you see, are successful right now, are in profit. Not a huge profit, nevertheless, in a profit nonetheless. And yeah, apparently we are moving higher as predicted. We are outside of this descending channel here, meaning that we are literally resolving this bull flag that we could see on the daily. As you see, we are abandoning it, abandoning this descending channel, and yeah, I expect prices to reach much higher levels from here. It's not going to be, constant growth. Probably we are going to see a little bit of a pausing here and there. Definitely we'll see some red days in the process. However, on the weekly, probably is going to look like up only something among those lines we could see here when all of it started, when the price got stopped out right at 74,508 on Binance. I expect a lot of similarities in between this move and this one here. Actually, even now, when we consider these three candles, I think it has a lot of potential to resemble exactly that, the situation that we are having right now. That of course points to current weekly candle ending up much higher than it is. I think the potential for it is definitely very high. So yeah, very interesting thing. Bitcoin dominance is also breaking out through the floor. On the weekly, it's quite apparent. I mean, we broke that 6480 level of previous support on the daily. It's a little bit more obvious why we can treat this level as a support. As you see, there was a lot of price action going on in this vicinity here and here, and I really like that we closed the daily for the 9th on UTC according to UTC time. So in UTC terms, we are in 10th already. In Americas, it's still 9th of July. So I really like that we closed below it, because many algorithms and many analysts will treat it as a confirmation, and that what we want, right? The serious capital to treat it seriously. So I think right now, I think right now, yeah, it finally is returning. We are witnessing a change of trajectory. It's been a very long time. We've been waiting for it way too long, way too long. And I think chances that this thing is not going to get back up from this, that it's not going to recover as it's been doing previously with previous occasions. It was making use of the opportunity every single time, and it was coming back. I think not anymore. I think 65, that was the maximum of its potential, and everything that could be spent has been thrown at it, and this thing is completely empty, right? There is no gas in the tank anymore, and we are going to see accelerating downward momentum here, a total collapse of it. And of course on the altcoin side is going to look absolutely beautiful right now, as you see here. Yeah, this close could be a little bit better, because what was the close? Okay, above 245, so I like it. I thought it was slightly below, but no, it was actually above $245 billion. So I take back what I just was planning to tell you. So that's a very good daily close. I'm not sure if it's not going to get corrected sometime tomorrow or upcoming days, because TradingView likes to correct things backwards, which is a little bit, nasty thing nasty move, especially when you algo trade. Your algo trading is based on those charts. But if it stays like this, I think it opens doors for a great tomorrow or today, depending on your time zone, to a great Friday overall. S&P, as you see, finalized in green. It started quite high. Later, the birds were trying to bring it down, but at the end of the day, as you see, it got recovered. So more or less, it has been proven that this thing here on Thursday, and end of the weekly session from the last week, was not an accident, because later the birds were trying to beat it down, and with the day of today, I think it's evident enough. The evidence is strong enough to see with naked eye that it was not accidental, and the wind is blowing north, and the growth the growth is not done yet here. On TradFi soil, that we still have a lot of room to go. That is exactly what the weekly is suggesting. The fashion in which we recovered here is V-shape recovery, which I was already talking about. as you see, every single time we had an instance of something like this, we were going significantly higher shortly after. And we can definitely spot quite few occasions at which we printed this formation here, and the hit rate of it, the accuracy, as you see, even with naked eye, it's very reliable once we get it. So, you know, judging by the sheer size of it, it's definitely one of the largest V-shaped recuperations that we can see here. I think since the COVID crash here, this one is even larger when we look at it from this perspective. So I think yeah, the follow up is going to be even more impressive than what happened after the COVID crash. So yeah, I honestly I do not think we should be exiting the market now. I think we are standing in front of one of the largest moves in recent years, one of the largest upward moves in recent years. I think the place to be right now is among altcoins, to be honest. Even though Bitcoin probably is going to reach 150k easily, that's my take. I don't think it should have significant problems with achieving that, considering how a big amount of US dollars is going to be injected into American economy. This is on OKX. I don't know why I have it on OKX. I always want to discuss Binance spot Bitcoin. Here it is. So yeah, plus 50% at this point is even less. Is, you know, this is, let's say right now it's TradFi level gains, so nothing impressive in crypto terms. Of course, we can make plus 100% from here, even maybe plus 200% from here, because you know that deflating, I'm sorry, not deflating, the devaluating dollar is this moving part that is very difficult to pin and you know, predict, calculate based on that how high all of it can go. This is a very random parameter here, but definitely fundamentally speaking, altcoins should go much higher than that. Yeah, that's why my advice is just look around altcoins, pick 10 your favorite altcoins, small caps preferably. Even though Ethereum is looking really good, and now I also received entry signal on Ethereum on hourly, even though I actually don't trade this interval. And I was talking about it yesterday. I was not planning to live stream today because you know, right now the interest around crypto is quite low, so I don't get much views on this channel, on my Polish channel, which is like 10 times bigger than this. I do get let's say a companionship every single day, but here this one is still very small, so I try to manage my time so I don't you know, waste it too much with my efforts. I try to optimize it, you know, the workload against the results. But you know, we just made new all-time high, so that's why I decided to actually commit this live stream, and here I am talking to you guys. Hopefully this one is going to get some views. If not, of course, I'm going to make shorts, and shorts always do the job. So yeah, as you see, entry signal as I predicted, because we already with naked eye I could tell without even turning on my indicators, my algorithm. I could tell that this thing is doing well under the hood, right? So yeah, I think Ethereum is going to perform at least as good as Bitcoin is going to perform. Highly likely is going to outperform Bitcoin, but still, I don't think Ethereum is a good long-term investment. I think, and given it's a large cap, definitely is going to get outperformed by smaller competitors. Uh, I mean, one could think I talk about Solana. Not really. I think about much smaller smart contract networks than Ethereum. Meme coins probably are going to outperform Ethereum by order of magnitude, if not a couple of orders of magnitude. So yeah, but if for whatever reason you're attached to Ethereum, you're a huge backholder. I don't know, you bought the top of the last cycle, you will get your opportunity to at least break even. I think you are going to even see um, somewhat decent profits, but like I said, the biggest opportunity lays elsewhere. So I just always tell you what I really think about what I see. And among those things is also my opinion regarding my own meme coin. I think the biggest opportunity right now in the whole crypto market is right here. This is the meme coin I promote. This is the only project I promote. Hence, you can treat it a little bit like indirectly as my social media stock. So this is a very interesting context point of view when you put it that way. So I don't really think you have to invest big here in order to actually benefit off of it in a noticeable manner. You can literally throw at it like $1, $2, $3. It will still do the job. That's what I honestly believe. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, of course, don't forget to write me in the live chat. Naturally, I love interactions with my viewers in the live chat. I will try to respond to your questions if you have any, to the best of my expertise and abilities, of course. And yeah, let's take a look how gold is doing right now. Gold is one of those markets that is understood as an indicator against risk on assets, which Bitcoin is considered as and crypto are considered as a risk on asset. So here, as you see, this thing is scoring a reduction. It's still far from breaking those levels at the Zokrakan. Okay, I was a little bit weirded out why on 15-minute time frame it looked so empty, the candles, and there was a lot of gaps. So here, as you see, I even marked more or less one of those important levels of support. Loosely, of course, is nothing ultra specific. It would be very nice to see a lower low on this thing, because right now it looks like gold wants to bottom out against Bitcoin, and at least theoretically speaking, that should not be a good sign. But as you see, Bitcoin is performing well. The setup of liquidity it has, which I've been talking about for a very long time already, favorites bulls. Lack of liquidity in these conditions favorites bulls hugely. So this one is the only salt in the eye I could spot anywhere, right? So yeah, we'll see. So far it's going the right direction, as you see, because the weekly is red, the daily has closed red, and hopefully we are going to see further red candles from here. And yeah, so the Kaikenashi candles I've been pointing out. Take a note, because this is very important, for your future decision making. I was pointing out that Kaikenashi from last week was telling us that things are doing well here, right? That everything is actually is set up for a perfect storm. Same with Bitcoin dominance and Kaikenashi weekly candle here, as it's well read. It will have a very difficult time to come back to green. So Kaikenashi is a very good type of candle to remove the noise from price action. Especially in large in the time frames, it gives you a signal somewhat late, way too late to my taste. But if you don't have a system like I do, for example, that trades for you 24 hours, it can react live in real time to whatever is going on in the market. And I think probably highly likely your best shot is going to be looking at Heiken-Ashi candles. And that's why, I keep pointing it out. Sometimes, from time to time, I will switch to Heiken-Ashi candles and look at the market and how it looks from that perspective. And I've been telling you, the moment I saw that this Heiken-Ashi is red and that it was a persistent red, right? So even though we were going a little bit higher, in the meantime, it was not flipping green. So that was, somewhat clear indication that probably we are about to witness an end of this uptrend. And on the other side here, um, in opposition to what Bitcoin dominance was showing, here we had a green weekly Heiken-Ashi candle. So that's why I was saying probably we are going to end with this downtrend here. On Bitcoin dominance, it was uptrend. Here it was downtrend, because those charts, they are inversely correlated. And as you see right now, this Heiken-Ashi candle is well green, and we are on our way up, right? So this is this is definitely nice to see. Definitely nice to see. Okay, let me switch back to normal candles, to daily. And this daily is already flipping green. I really like what I see. Let's take a look at crypto bubbles here. Crypto bubbles, as you see, green across the board. Maybe I will refresh it to get a little bit more up-to-date picture. And as you see, yeah, we are slowly starting. We are kicking it off very slowly. So far, nothing really impressive here. Bananas 31 is plus 28%. That's the biggest gain of last 24 hours. But I think still this week we are going to see 3 digits results. And I believe is going to be much more visible, much more frequent here than you expect. So yeah, let's see how right or how wrong I'm going to be on this one, because from time to time I'm very right, from time to time I'm quite wrong, but then at least I reflect upon myself fairly fast. And yeah, that is one of those qualities that a good trader is supposed to have. A quick reaction time. Do not get married to whatever ideas that are popping up in your head and that are making you feel good. World does not work that way. Unfortunately, that mindset is a pure poison. Is going to make you lose everything. You must be flexible with your way of thinking, and you must adapt to what is going on in real time, and be ready, right? Be prepared, mentally prepared for that. Flexibility is very important. It's very difficult to acquire. It comes over time, but once you get it, it serves you very well. So yeah, liquidation levels finally picked up a little bit. $230 million for last 24 hours, as you see. That is not really high, to be honest. I mean, given that we just had all-time high, I would still not consider this high. I remember we were well above $750 million on Bitcoin alone in liquidations levels, and as you see, we are way below that, right? So definitely an uptick, but still nowhere close to where it's supposed to be. And once more, to me, that's the indication that we are still have one hell of a room to go, right? This is still a very early stage of this upward move. right? Same on others. Same on Ethereum. Ethereum is actually quite decent, but yeah, it's still early. Bitcoin is the index of this market, and this one gives us a very clear situation, very clean picture. So yeah, I think going against it in upcoming, I don't know, 2 months, approximately, is going to punish you severely. So just don't do that. When we look at Google Trends and meme coin search terms in United States, as you see, we continue to go upwards. So yeah, I think this one has done the job I was expecting it's going to do. So before this move occurred on Bitcoin, before we got to those all-time highs, you could see it here on meme coins and meme coin search terms that those were picking up, right? So for long days, from weeks, I've been telling you, don't fade those search terms, track them, keep track of them, because those two are going to give you the earliest clearance on what's about to happen in the crypto market. So even Trump is moving up. Trump coin. I have a trade on it, and it's in a minor profit. Nothing huge. 4.66 as you see. Here was the entry. It's moving up. Some time ago, I forged a theory that it will also be some sort of an indicator when alt season is around the corner. And as you see, I just received an entry signal on it, a buy signal. So that is another point that may be supporting my thesis about that we are already in the earliest stage of altcoin season. That's my belief right now, and I think this alt season is going to be long lasting. I think it's going to last into until the deep 2026. We will see big corrections on the go. I think in fourth quarter we are definitely going to see some shakeouts without a doubt. But overall, the uptrend is going to last in the big picture on a decent zoom out is going to last until the deep 2026. That's what I'm that's what I'm telling you right now. And let's see how this one is going to age, right? From time to time, like I said, I will give you a very accurate prediction long before. From time to time, I'll get things wrong, right? But on the way, meanwhile that is resolving, I will apply a correction to what I see that is going on in the market, right? So that is why it's worth of subscribing this channel. It's worth of watching those live streams, worth of listening to what I have to say, and yeah, at least from time to time. So yeah, so that's how I see it, guys. That's how I see it when it comes to let's say X stories today. I think one of the most commented one is that Grok went a little bit crazy after an update, a little bit probably uncontrolled, unrevised update. It was giving a little bit weird responses, but that's nothing that relates to crypto anyhow. What the hell is this? Is tornadoes? Is this real? To what extent do you think they are actually manipulating the weather? 20th, okay. Yeah, this is some conspiracy theory content, which recent years most of conspiracy theories turned out to be true. But yeah, one of the two biggest stories, like I said, was about Grok, and second one was about what Donald Trump was talking about while negotiating geopolitics with China and Russia, and that was a little bit disturbing. I mean, those leaks that we could learn about were a little bit unsettling. If that is true, of course, we cannot really check. We don't have the means to confirm if those news are actually real. Could be real, but as you have seen, the market did not really treated that as a threat because there was buy-ups, or maybe the opposite. Maybe they actually did treat it as a threat, and that is why they decided to transfer their cash, their holdings from cash over to stocks. Maybe they consider stocks a safer asset than cash. Yes, that would indicate that we can see, I mean, we should see inverse crash in U.S. economy, in the midst of that biggest printing in U.S. history, biggest printing of U.S. dollar in U.S. history. So yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. Anyhow, crypto will benefit from it, and the speculative bubbles that we are going to get there are going to be absolutely crazy. It's going to be a pure madness, and that's why, do not forget to take the profits, because even though US dollar definitely is going to devalue, it will hold some value, right? And those speculative bubbles that we are going to witness, even counting in a depreciation of US dollar, is still going to give us a lot of additional purchasing power. So yeah, you don't have to be worried about that one too that much. And this market is going to correct anyway, in a huge manner sooner or later. And like I said, I predict it to happen, um, loosely, second half of 2026, and and let's see how right I'm going to get. So yeah, guys, that will be it for today. Thank you for your time. Share, like, and subscribe, of course, and don't forget to allocate at least something small in high tech. This is my meme coin indirectly. This is my social media stock, and this is a very early stage of this market. I think the upward potential here is absolutely immense, and yeah, this is in my eyes the easiest trade on the whole internet. So once again, guys, thank you for your time, and I see you sometime soon. Cheers.